Alright, so today's video is on Netstat. What is Netstat? Netstat is a networking command that can be utilized on a wide variety of operating systems. The Netstat command displays the information for any active network connections on a device, and it will display information that consists of the protocol type, the local address and port that are being used for the connection, like the host address and port, the IP address and port of the foreign computer that your host is connecting to, and the state of that connection. Why is Netstat important? Netstat is important because it can be used to troubleshoot and configure network connections. And another important use of it is you can use it to monitor any active connections on your local network. And this tool can be utilized by threat actors. Netstat key features. One of the key features of Netstat is port listing and connections. The default command Netstat will return a listing of all active ports on the host computer, the IP address and port being used by the host, the IP address and port of the foreign computer, and the status of the connection for each port. And as you can see, they have it all separated. So this is the protocol of the port. This is the local or host address with the port that's being used. This right here is the address for the host that it's connecting to, and the port on the foreign computer it's connecting to, and the port on the foreign computer. This is the status of the connection. So established, it sent a packet, never received them back. Closed, waiting, time, waiting. Executable listing. If a user is to run the command netstat with the operand -b, a user must have administrator access or else the command will not run. This command will return information on the executable program that was used to create the connection on each port. As you can see in the example I made, you can see all the different executables that were used, and the protocol, host address, foreign address, and the state of the connection. So you can see like Steel Series, that's my music program I use to increase the bass on my music and stuff. Ethernet stats. The command netstat with the operand -e shows Ethernet statistics of the host. The statistics consist of received and sent bytes, unicast packets, non-unicast packets, discards, errors, and unknown protocols. As you can see, it's all down here, organized. Protocol statistics. Similar to Ethernet statistics, the command netstat with the operand -s will return statistics of each individual protocol and will further split those protocols based on whether they're an IP4 or an IP6 connection. The command will also return the total statistics of the different protocols for IPv4 and IPv6. So as you can see, here's the total of every, so what it'll do is it'll take all the packets sent by IP4 and it'll total them up, so they're down here. IPv6 is up here, and then down here is an example of it splitting each different protocol by its IP type. IP routing table. By using the command netstat with the operand -r, the system will return a routing table of all IP addresses used in the route for the connection of the host and foreign computers. It will display routing tables for both IPv4 and IPv6 addresses. As you can see, IPv4 will show the active route, so the destination, the net mask, the gateway used, the interface, and the metric. Down here in IPv6, it just shows IF, metric, I'm assuming the interface, the metric, the network destination, and the gateway. By using the command netstat-y, users can see the TCP connection template for all connections on the host. So this is the protocol, local address and port, foreign address and port, connection status, and then the template used. So as you can see, these are all just internet templates. Display network direct. Using the netstat-x command, the system will return any active network direct connections, listeners, and shared endpoints. There was none. Connection offload state. Users can use the command netstat with the operand -t to view the current offload state of each connection on the host. This is another example. So just like the previous ones, with the protocol, local, host address, port, foreign address and port, connection status, and then where it's offloading in the host. Filtering. So users can filter the results of a netstat command by using varying operands. Below is a table right here of available operands and their purposes. So -A will display all active TCP connections and the listening TCP UDP ports. -N will display active TCP connections, but the addresses and ports are expressed numerically. -O will display active TCP connections and the process ID related to each connection. -P will display active connection based on protocol, and the protocol right here in the brackets will. This is the proper usage of it. You do -P space TCP, and it would show all active connections for just TCP. Alrighty. So the first command we're going to be using in our Netstat demo is just plain old netstat. As you can see, this will provide us with just all ports that are active on my laptop, as well as what they're connecting to, the IP address it's using, and the status of the connections. As this can take a while, I'm just going to cancel the command. The next one is netstat-a, which will display all connections and listening ports. Pretty sure yep, there we go. So these are all ports that are listening. And that'll probably take a while again. The next command is netstat-b. This will provide us with all executables that are active and the executables that are creating the connection. As you can see, Control C, right here, still series engine. This is the it runs in the background. This is my music modifier, amplifier, equalizer. So I increase the bass on my music because I like metal and hard rock. Next one is netstat-e. This will provide us with our Ethernet statistics, so all the bytes that my host has received over time, sent, unicast packets, received, sent, non-unicast, error or discards, errors, and unknown protocols. Alright, 0, then netstat -f. Oh boy. This will provide us with the domain names of connections. As you can see, instead of localhost and everything, it's giving me these. And then netstat -n. Ooh. Oh, okay. This is all the addresses in numerical form. So there's no names, nothing, just straight address, which I don't know if I prefer the names or the numbers better. And then netstat -o, which will give us the processes, or the, yeah, okay, process ID. That's what it does. Next one is netstat -p, and you can use any protocol that you want to put behind it, so I would do UDP if I have any of those. I have no UDP ports, so open, so let's do netstat, that's how you spell it, netstat -tcp. Oh, right. And that just shows us the basic stuff because all the ports that are open are TCP. And then netstat -q. Looks like it is similar to, which one was it? It's netstat A. Yeah, so pretty similar. Netstat -r. This one will display the routing table. So the interface list. So all interfaces on my host. So I got Realtek, Family Controller, virtual bots for my virtual machines, adapters, blah blah blah. Yeah. And then IP4 routing table. Got the destinations, netmask, gateway, interface metrics. IP6 routing table with the interface, the metric, the network destination, and the gateway. This netstat -s. Oh boy. This will show us with all the protocol statistics for IPv4, so the total IPv4 packets sent, this one's the total for IPv6, and then it breaks down each individual protocol by IPv4 or IPv6, if you really want to get into the details of it. And then netstat -t. This one shows us the offload state of our connections. Netstat X shows any network direct connections, listeners, or shared endpoints. There are none. Netstat-Y. This one will show us any connection templates or TCP connection templates, and they're all internet templates. But that was my tutorial on Netstat. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.